This is not kicking, nor is it necessary.
Yeah,
That's how I ended up in one of these. Don't do it now. Oh, Jesus. Ow. Oh, hell no. It's not worth it. The blue parking's not that good. Oh, man. What's up with this dude?
yeah.
I don't think that was our hero, but that just raises further questions.
I can remember when we walked together.
Yes, Marvel superheroes. We've seen only about 1 million of you for the last 15 years.
Yeah, it's great.
Says you.
Moonlight to show the way so we can follow.
Why am I not on gummies right this minute?
Yeah, look at that. Looks like someone mistook the Great Pyramid of Giza for a rubbish dump.
It's not like there's anything in there.
Yeah, maybe not. But in there, something wicked.
Check it out. You take this big metal hook, right? And you
Okay,
go
yeah,
up
they
the little
mummified.
nozzle and all the organs would come out except for the heart.
How come?
Because they believed you needed your heart to be judged in the underworld, and only the worthiest would be allowed to pass through the field of reeds.
And did it suck for you? Getting rejected from the field of reeds?
Well, that makes sense, because I'm not dead, am I?
Steve, bring those hippos up here, will you?
Yeah, sure.
Hippos, huh?
Tar-wedded. Hippo. Goddess tar-wedded. Oh, that reminds me. When I was coming in this morning, I saw the banners outside.
And that's what made you late for work again, was
Yeah,
it?
sorry about that.
Third time this
Early
week
again.
you've shuffled in like a lazy
I
sod.
know,
That's
I know.
why you'll be on inventory this week. Well done.
Alright, hi Captain. But no, I want to tell you that the banners and the posters of the Ennead.
The what?
The Ennead. You know, like the super group of Egyptian gods. You know, you've got Horus, Osiris, Tefnut, Shu.
Stop, please. If this is some weird audition to tour guide here, the answer's still no.
No, that's actually crushing to hear. But what I'm trying to point out, I'm not trying to slag off marketing, but there's been a major blunder because they've got 7 gods here and the Ennead has 9.
I fired 2 of them for being late. Listen, if you don't stop nattering at me, I swear I'll shove you in a sarcophagus. You can tell the bloody pharaoh in there what's wrong with him and all. Go on. Go.
Yeah.
Now, leave it. Just leave it. Get out. Go away from me.
All right, let's have this chat. Right, JB.
Nice guy. Yeah, mate.
Stephen, with a V.
Alright, shit's about to get real. We're getting some authentic music.
Honestly,
Sand around the bed, huh?
Mark, yeah.
Well, he's doing that so he can
Yeah, to
figure out where he's been, but it's funny because of the sand.
Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake. Let's start with trying to solve a puzzle. Solving puzzles is a great way to keep your mind awake. More with puzzles. Try a book. Reading can keep your mind alert and focused. Imagine being in the story you're reading. Is there an exciting chapter you'd like to be a part of? Just remember, you'll need about 5 hours to keep your natural self. Hello, and welcome to Staying Awake. Let's start with trying to solve a puzzle. Solving puzzles is a great way to keep your mind awake. Or with puzzles. Try a book. Hello, reading. Was there an exciting chapter you'd like to be a part of? Just remember, you'll need about 5 hours to solve a puzzle.
Oh, that was weird. What happened? What was that?
And now you're in Switzerland.
The idiot's in control.
A scarab.
He's heading for the village.
Who the hell trained these guys, Cobra? They can't shoot for anything.
Stormtroopers.
There you go. They must have all went to the same place.
Remember, this is Disney. It's Stormtroopers.
Okay, yeah.
Worse, it's sequel trilogy Stormtroopers.
What is this? Disney World Europe?
Could be Liberia. No, there's actually people in Disney World Europe. Oh my god, it's Ethan Hawke. We're old now. Oh fuck. I think that's a guy from the beginning with the glasses and the shoes. Yeah. You can hear him crunching as he walks.
Oh, what a beautiful day. It's like we're in heaven. Only it's not heaven, is it? It's the darkness. Sometimes it hides in our very hearts. We are here to make the earth as much like heaven as possible. Who'd like to go first? You're a great man. Offering yourself for judgment, wanting to serve our goddess even before she wakes. I judge you in Amit's name with but a fraction of her power.
What?
Alright.
This is the face of a good man.
Ami is the devourer, the one that who sits
Oh,
at
the
the
one
scales.
So if you fail, you
She
can-
eats your soul.
Oh wow.
Who would like to go next?
Please, Harold. I must know.
Harrow.
Will you accept your scales regardless of the outcome?
Yes.
But you're not done yet. You know, it's a little too
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering with all of this. Oh, sorry, lady.
I've been good my entire life.
I believe you. But the scales see everything. Perhaps it's something that lies ahead.
That's fucked up.
soon. Yeah, it is.
I wish you could live to see the world we make. Yet Avid has decided.
Well, that's kind of anticlimactic. I was waiting for a monster. That would have been more fun. Disney, you have CGI.
I'm sorry.
Budgets are limited.
Problem. Do I have a meat?
Oh, phonics.
You.
Hail on me.
I know you.
No, the idiot's back.
Oh. Sorry.
Oh shit! Yeah, Moon Knight's one of those
I'm
heroes.
just gonna wanna go.
That's a mighty fine character, boy.
What am I doing? I don't even have my license. Oh my god.
Hey, you got
God,
okay.
there's so many of them. This has to be a dream. This has to be a dream. I think Friday still comes after Thursday, doesn't it?
It doesn't change the fact that today is Sunday, which means lose my number. Cheers.
But
I've been losing long tracks of time.
Stevie.
want you to stop playing with yourself.
Hello? disturb. Who said that?
This is God, Stephen.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble. No, mate. Someone's having a laugh.
He draws back the curtains.
Hey, it's a Marilyn Manson video.
You're part of this?
There's Ahmed right over his.
Oh, yeah,
So that's her.
I don't have your bloody beetle, I swear.
The scarab doesn't belong to me. It belongs to her. Do you know Ahmed?
Do I know? Oh, no, not personally. Egyptian deity, right? World's first bogeyman.
She was a boogeyman for evildoers. She grew weary of having to wait for sinners to commit their crime before punishing them. Would you wait to weed a garden till after the roses were dead?
I wouldn't do that.
But she was betrayed
Was she?
by indolent fellow gods.
By even her own avatar.
Avatars. Blue people.
Avatar.
You mean that?
I mean,
Anime.
Stephen. Stop it.
So are there just a bunch of people who just have that tattoo?
I don't know, I guess.
Apparently those secret societies will take members
From anywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still secret.
Yeah.
You know.
First rule about secret society of death, don't talk about secret society of death.
Yes, you're not
Second
talking
rule
about Fight
secret
Club.
societies of death, limited to 5.
Yeah.
Hello?
This winds up being Anubis.
Where are you?
Probably.
Bugger.
Either that or the demon from Ghostbusters.
Hey boy.
Sumerian, not
No.
Babylonian. And yes, there is a difference.
Classic. I hear you. Can you hear me?
Looks like we're gonna have another notch in the Anubis as a monster tile.
Yeah. And the dog gets thrown out. This is very Looney Tunes-esque. Dun, dun, dun. It's
Very nice. Okay.
So is this all they have so far?
I think they got one more episode, but what do you think so far?
This is so bad, but yet somehow good.
Fuck
Why
you.
am I watching this?
That reveal was awesome. When that whole part at the end where you see him in the outfit and he's beating the crap out of that monster, that was great.
Well, you know, it's like by the time it gets there, you're like, okay, you know it's coming. I guess the thing for me is why Amut? You know, it's like
They could have chosen. It would have made more sense even to choose someone like Set or.
yeah, well, I mean, that's what I do in my manga.
Or
you know,
the anathema, the snake that.
Oh,
lives
yeah,
outside
the
of
well.
existence.
Yeah, yes, the evil serpent. And, you know that would also be great. But it's why Amut? That's kind of like in the middle of nowhere, you know. Because I mean, Amut.
Tell us about Amut.
Amit or Amit, there's variations, you know, in how her name is spelled, just because vowels, you know, are kind of sketchy in Semitic languages. She's technically a deity, or you know, kind of. She wasn't a deity that was. To our knowledge, we don't have like temples and staff and you know stuff like that. It's like she was one of those characters that you know. Yes, she was there, and you didn't want to get crosswise with her, but she was at the beck and call of the other gods.
So
You know,
would it be
she-
safe to say she was kind of a lesser deity?
Or she was lower ranking, perhaps. She was you know an enforcer, but the kind of portrayal that they're giving here almost sounds more like, Sekhmet when she's mad.
That's something else I wondered. I'm like, well, this could have been Mama Sekhmet very angry. Why didn't they do that?
Well,
Yeah.
there might be more to it.
I doubt that, because here's the thing. There's something called a mortuary bias in the field of Egyptology that they talk about. Mortuary bias, what that means is most of the stuff that we have surviving comes from tombs and from funerary related things, so that kind of skews our perception of the religion. What most people know about is, like he's sitting there kind of exaggerating at the beginning, talking about, the hook and everything. Well, that's how they got the brains out. That's not how they got the
Yeah,
rest of
if
it
they
out.
could pull that off, that would have been pretty impressive. Just
Right. That's
like those old timey handkerchiefs, but with your organs.
Yeah, right, and yeah, it doesn't work that way. But and especially today, I think people are a little more fascinated with mummies and with that stuff, and just about every junior high textbook that talks about ancient Egypt and in social studies class, they show you the picture of that weighing of the heart scene. So most of what people know and are exposed to comes from that, and so that's why they just pick up Ammit and say, okay, well, she's the rogue element in this one, and not anyone.
It wouldn't have been Bast. She's already kind of occupied in the Marvel universe. I just remembered that she's like the patron deity of Wakanda.
Yeah.
So she would be sending, if she was going to send anyone to do anything, it would be Black Panther.
Well, what's interesting is there's references to Bast in ancient Nubia, and the pharaohs that came from Nubia, had when they were crowned, there were things that invoked Bast alongside other deities. So, the funny thing is that bit about Bast being the patroness of Wakanda is like, perhaps a bit more historically informed than some of the things that they're picking out from here, and it's probably by complete accident, but.
I don't know. Jack Kirby was pretty well informed for that stuff. He liked to study ancient histories and mythologies.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and this is a really good example of it, and I don't know if I always understood it was Enid and not Ennead, but that
again vowels.
Well, no. Enid is a Greek word, so that might be how some people pronounce it the Greek. I'm not sure, but I always, read it as Enid. But yeah, nine deities. Again, I think unless you really take time to get steeped in something, you're only picking up a couple of books that are like a survey of this or that, then you're just going to end up with this. It scratches the surface, but again, I think it's not that you can't take Egyptian mythology and come up with an action adventure superhero kind of story. It's just that you've got to dig a little deeper in order to get to some of those things, and I think what they did here was again a really good example of somebody who's, like I said, they've picked up a few basic books, but why Ammit?
Well, it kind of makes me think,
that's driving me crazy. Why Ammit?
Well, I think the idea here is it's supposed to be Ammit kind of. I think Ammut's kind of doing what Bast did.
Yeah.
But she's gone. Like the guy said, it's like she may be thinking, if you would just say to the other guys, if you would just set me loose, I could solve all these problems for them.
Well, you know what? That happened was before. That was with Sekhmet.
Yeah.
But actually, she wasn't. What happened with that? And God, that would have been a much better source of material, because the whole thing is, Ra learns that humanity is plotting against him.
Yeah.
And so he takes counsel, with the other gods and with Nun, and he says, "Well, we'll send your daughter, your eye, after them," and so that's what she does, and she's.
And then eventually, if I remember correctly, they're like, "Okay, that's enough. You can stop. Stop. Oh my God, she's not stopping. Oh my God."
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. It says it is sweet to my heart, and she's like, "I'm enjoying this. The bloodlust gets her." And so in order to stop her, they make a lake of red-colored beer to look like blood.
And she drinks it.
She drinks it all down, passes out, drunk, and humanity is saved. And so when they'd have the Feast of Drunkenness, that was commemorating humanity being saved from being wiped out by Sekhmet. And so, so they would drink red beer.
Yeah, because I was thinking, had this been Sekhmet, it would have made a lot more sense.
Well,
keep in mind, this is season 1, episode 1. We might get into some of the other gods and stuff like that.
Maybe, but I guess people want to know from our vantage point. I'm telling you, this is what I'm seeing here is
Okay, but that kind of I'm not sorry to cut you off, but this is bugging me. Why Khonsu? Why Khonsu as because Khonsu was the god of the moon and dreams, right?
Well, here's the thing, and this is I think a little bit of a Roman influence, because the Romans had a deity that would personify a particular thing, like the city of Rome or this or that, Fortuna, or this or that. I don't think that's really how it worked in a lot of other polytheistic societies. You had deities that could fulfill a lot of different roles, and they weren't limited to a specific subject. Excuse me. Khonsu is a child deity. He is the son of Amun and Mut, his wife, the mother goddess from the Theban area. He is the god of the moon, and the phases of the moon, like as a crescent, he's the child, and he grows up to a man with the full moon, and then ages, and then is reborn, with the new moon and the new crescent. And as a child god, he kind of parallels Horus, and so there were things that were under his control, like he's called the king of all children. He gives to those that he loves, food and things. I think he would have been a patron of toys and games, anything that the children love. Things like this, that would have been his bag. And he also, what they might have been drawing on is the fact that he also was seen as a punisher of the wicked. And, as the son of the high god, in this case of Amun-Ra, he also, there's a reference to him from fairly far back of having keeping the book of the fates of the year, or of good and evil. So there was an element of judgment. One of his titles, I think, also was Maker of Plans, or something like that. But there was a statue of him that was sent to a foreign king who had a sick daughter. And, that might be where they get it from, because that myth, I think, she might have been having nightmares or something like that, or it might have been something psychological, and so they sent as a goodwill ambassador kind of thing, they sent this, statue of Khonsu to heal her. And that might be where they're getting this from. Again, this is, I bet you money that whoever came up with this read a bunch of work by Budge. And that's where all of this comes from.
Oh yeah, I'll look up who were the creators.
$10 says, because the works of E.A. Wallace Budge, he was active around the turn of the century. He died in the 1930s. His work's all in the public domain. And it's been reprinted and reprinted, and it's the easiest stuff to find, even though by this point it's grossly out of date.
And inaccurate.
In a lot of ways, yeah. See, the thing is,
Doug Moench and Dawn Perlin.
Well, those guys, excuse me, I bet you money that most of the things that they read were written by Wallace Budge.
E.A. Wallace Budge, yeah.
Yes. Sir E.A. Wallace Budge. He was knighted.
E.A. Wallace Budge. It's not in the game.
It's not in the game. Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, a lot of people talk smack about him. yes, there are inaccuracies in his work because he refused to work with the German Egyptologists, out of nationalism, because this was right after World War I and all that. And so a lot of things that they developed to standardize, like, how we Romanize the language and stuff like that, he missed out on. So there's errors, and if you try to learn the ancient Egyptian language solely off of his work, you're gonna mess some things up. And they even refer to that apparently in Stargate. But
Not that Stargate was right about a fucking thing. But.
Yeah, at least this time they're actually letting the gods be gods. They're not saying they're aliens or some nonsense.
Right? Yeah. And they're not all bad guys.
Yeah.
So I have to hand them that. But again, I said, why Amnut? Why? I just can't get over that.
It kind of makes me just go, Moot?
Now, Amnut, it means, devourer.
Yes, but it still makes...
And if you think about it, it kind of...
I mean, I do want to watch more of this. It's like train wreck syndrome for me.
I really don't think it's that bad. I mean...
I don't either. I'm glad to see that Oscar Isaac is finally off of food stamps, because we know he never got paid for the Star Wars stuff. The poor guy was starving to death. He was living on protein shakes and dreams. Poor Phil.
Enjoyed this video? Then be sure to hit like and subscribe to the Kemetic Independent channel. You can also buy my books on Lulu.com, and special thanks to all my Patreon supporters. Join us for updates, outtakes, and exclusive videos only on Patreon. Check the description for links.